she sits on the board of Rosie's.
Yeah, I'm one of the worker owners and the board president currently.
Okay, so that's a co-op business.
Yep,
The Rosie Co-op Library.
Rosie Bound Co-op. Yep.
Okay,
in
okay.
Rosendale.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came about this awesome project that you're doing. With, if you don't mind.
Oh, well, just briefly about myself. I've been a journalist for over 20 years, and I run a marketing business. And about over 3 years ago, I helped to open a Rosie Bound Co-op in Rosendale. We're the only cooperative bookstore in Massachusetts, and we're women run.
Okay.
And many years ago, about 15 years ago, I worked for Jamaica Way Books.
I remember that bookstore.
In Jamaica
remember,
Plain,
yes.
and that was owned by Rosalind Elder.
Okay.
And this was her brainchild, to do this Malcolm X readathon.
Yes, yes.
So she approached me a few months ago about doing this readathon. I was like, wow, this is a great idea. We should definitely do it. So
Yes,
we've been
yes.
working on it ever since.
I like the idea. It says in honor of Malcolm X's 100th birthday, a Boston community readathon of the autobiography of Malcolm X, Saturday, May 17th, 2025, noon to 8 p.m., Sunday, May 18th, 2025, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Bruce Boland Building, 2300 Washington Street, Roxbury. A community dinner will be served after each day's reading. So, how many people do you all have to do this readathon? 'Cause
We're hoping to have 200 readers.
wow.
Currently, I looked at the sign-up sheet this morning. We're almost there.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get a few more sign-ups through this program. But I think we'll be pretty set. But we're looking for 200 readers, and all of them will read 2 pages each.
Okay.
The readathon will span over 2 days during that weekend to celebrate what would have
That's
been
his
Malcolm's
birthday, right?
Yeah, it would have been his 100th birthday
Wow.
this year.
Wow.
So
That's beautiful.
So we thought it'd be a great idea. What better way to do to celebrate him is to read
Yeah.
the book in Roxbury, where he came
Yes.
up,
Yes.
spent a lot of time. So, and we have a wide variety of people, a diverse crowd of people, young, old, different races, who have signed up to be readers. So it's going to be pretty exciting, and it's going to be broadcast on YouTube.
Wow, that sounds wonderful. That really sounds like a good idea. I hope Rosalind can make it in, because I would like to meet her as well.
Yeah.
So tell us, you're an author also, right?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
I've written a few books.
Tell us the name of some of your books.
Oh, the e-waste justice, access denied, just books that look at the social aspects of technology. I've written a book about e-waste, the problem of e-waste, how we use all this technology, phones, computers, and they don't get disposed of properly. So most of it ends up in a landfill in Africa. And it destroys the environment there. So I just wrote a little book just discussing, how we could do better by that. How we can recycle, how we can potentially not buy a new phone every year, maybe consider keeping it longer, or if you have to get rid of it, recycle it properly. Stuff like that. And Access Denied was another book. It's just looking at tech disparities among people of color. There was a time, everybody now has phones and with internet access, but just a few years ago, there was a greater internet divide among people of color, low-income people. So just trying to look at some of those issues going on in our communities and how we can improve that and close the gap.
So how did you get involved with the bookstore?
With Rosie Bound?
Yeah.
So I was approached around 2019 about it. by a couple of people. They had known that I had worked at Jamaica Way Books, and they thought my expertise would be great to contribute to this effort. And at first I was like, I didn't know what a cooperative was. So I had to do some research into what a cooperative was. And I was like blown away. I was like, wow, this is like a new way to do business and a more sustainable way to keep bookstores alive today. So.
I know, because there aren't that many bookstores.
No.
There's one in Nubian Square, Frugal Bookstore. You know,
Frugal.
Lynette and
Yep.
Clarissa. Yes.
Yeah, but there's a bit of a mini boom of bookstores in Boston the last few years. The last year, there have been quite a few new bookstores that have opened. So there's definitely a resurgence of interest in the printed word.
That's good. That's good. I think I remember you at Substation when you all did like a little pop-up library.
Right.
Yeah. I came in there with my book.
Yeah. You were one of our first authors to do events.
Oh, really?
So we're very happy that you came. You had your memoir, and we were grateful that you did that. We were in the Substation for about 9 months. And then in, November 2022, the space that we're in now, 739 South Street, became available. And we moved in there, and we've been there ever since. So, and we're actually celebrating our 2nd anniversary in the space next week, April 26th, which also happens to be Independent Bookstore Day.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be an all-day party.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be a lot of
Maybe
fun.
I'll stop by.
You should. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. A lot of free giveaways and a lot of cookies.
How many women are part of this co-op?
So there are 3 worker owners. So we're a hybrid worker owner, consumer owner co-op. So 3 worker owners. Worker owners are basically the co-owners of the business.
Right.
And then we have over about 300 consumer owners, and those people are anybody in the community who pay a one-time fee of $100 to buy a share in the business, and the money is used towards the long-term sustainability of the business. And in return, those consumer owners can 4 times a year, there's a Consumer Owner Appreciation Day where they can get a discount, a 10% discount on everything in the store. They can attend board meetings, they can run for the board, elect board members, and the best part about it, they can tell people that they own a bookstore. So it's really cool. So
that sounds real nice.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and it's a great way to get people to invest in bookstores, because a lot of people today talk about, I want to support indie bookstores. I'm like, well, here's a way you could do it. You could become a consumer owner.
That's a great idea.
So,
yeah,
it's a great way. Again, you would be supporting the long-term sustainability of our bookstore, and it's great. It's a great community of people.
I think there should be more type of co-op things, businesses and housing and things, because it seems to help if we combine and work together and pool our resources,
Yeah, actually, I know a lot of businesses in the Boston area. Actually, I know Mayor Wu, she's very interested in getting more businesses to convert to the co-op model. And nationwide, there are a lot of bookstores that are converting to the co-op model as well. I'm actually consulting with a bookstore right now in Maryland about converting to the model, 'cause it's just a more sustainable way to keep a bookstore open.
It sounds like it, because you really don't see a lot of people anymore even going to like bookstores, but that's probably because they're not around, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think libraries are taking the place of them.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah.
But it's nice to go into bookstores because they're cozy, and you can do readings there, and they're nice.
Yeah, they're great. And we have a great relationship with our library in Rosendale, the Rosendale branch. We do a lot of author events and book signings there too. So it's a good relationship. And, and just back to Malcolm X, Malcolm X was also a strong supporter of co-op businesses, as well as the Nation of Islam. When he left the nation and formed the organization for Afro-American Unity, he used his organization to get other people to open co-op businesses as well. And he actually wanted to open a co-op bank, or a technician's bank rather, to provide financial and technical support for newly independent countries in Africa. And there's also a long history of co-ops in the Nation of Islam. Many of the businesses under the NOI umbrella are legally co-ops, especially the ones in Chicago. And Elijah Muhammad, he was he opened, or he bought some land in Alabama and Georgia back in the 60s, called Muhammad Farms, and he was trying to create a farming co-op where they would basically grow all the food for all the black people in America back then. It didn't really work out, but yeah, there's a long history of black people doing co-ops. There's a great book called Collective Courage by a professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice in New York, Jessica Gordon, and she writes about a lot of people were doing co-ops, like Frederick Douglass, W.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey. Many of his businesses were co-ops. Fannie Lou Hamer.
That's my girl.
Yeah, so
sick and tired, being sick and tired.
Right. Yeah. So there's a long history of people.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you should check that. You can buy that book at Rosie Brown.
Okay.
But
somebody said some people just don't be reading a lot outside of school, like students, teens. Like, how do we involve that part of the aspect of our community?
Well, I try to tell people it's a constant struggle in bookstores to get young adults in, but we try to find books that are of interest to them, and also reading can come in different formats. It can be a graphic novel. Some people access reading through that. Yeah. Some people are audiobooks, and a lot of kids.
A lot of different learners out there.
Yeah,
so got their own different style. That's true.
Right. So not everybody has to do a print traditional book, So. Yeah, I'm an audio book person, especially since I started the bookstore, because I don't have time to read a book and run a business. So it's easy to multitask with audiobooks. We get a lot of kids. Actually, a lot of the kids who come in our store, they're very interested in the graphic novels and comic books. So, that reading is reading. That I count that as reading. So, as long as they're doing something that's not on a screen.
Right, playwrights, poetry, acting.
Poetry.
It's all forms of literature.
That's right.
Even the music scene. I'm sure you probably got a couple of people who make music going in there trying to look for inspiration, like artists, singers, rappers trying to look for inspiration in your poetry books in your store.
We sell a lot of poetry books. There's a huge spoken word scene in the Boston area. It's mostly kids. So there's different ways. Everybody accesses literature in different ways. So I support that.
They also agree with you saying a lot of bookstores been resurging around the greater Boston area. As you said, it's the love for bookstores has been growing again.
Yeah. Yeah. There's been a lot of bookstores opening, maybe 10 in the last 2 years. And actually, there's currently a Metro Boston indie bookstore crawl going on right now. So you can get a passport from our store or any of the other 20 participating bookstores in the Boston area. And the challenge is that you have to go to all 20 bookstores and get a stamp in your passport. And then if you're able to get all 20 stamps,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get a prize. I forgot what the prize is, but I think you'll get something. You'll get like a gift basket with an item from each bookstore participating in the crawl. So that's a cool way to learn about all the great bookstores that are opening.
That is a great idea.
Yeah,
You have a lot of good ideas, you know.
yeah.
They so they what was I going to ask you? Oh, I think Rosalind's here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to meet her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, just
Because
before,
I remember
yeah.
when I was, before I started my book, when I was looking around, I remember the Jamaica Way bookstore was there. I had went in there once or twice. And I remember, and then when it was, I think by the time my book was published, it was gone. Hello.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm so sorry.
That's
I got
okay.
totally lost.
Things
love the
happen.
Oh, thank you. Well, spring is coming, right?
Yeah.
Spring's in here already.
Yeah.
Should I say?
So we have our other guest, Miss Rosalind Elders, and it's so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Same here.
Yes, yes. We were just talking to Talia about the bookstore, and we talked a little bit about the reading, and so we're just conversating as we do every week
Oh,
on People
wonderful.
Power with Priscilla.
Okay.
So,
Well, thank you for having us here.
Yeah, I was, excited to have you all because this is very different, and just to be able to see this happen. And Talia was telling us, that you almost have all of your readers. So tell us, this is your brainchild?
It is my it is my brainchild, and actually it grew out of the protests the last couple of years that were at Malcolm X Park. They were trying to save the trees.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to develop some ideas as to how to generate interest around saving the trees in Malcolm X Park, and I realized we were doing this around the time of his birthday, so I thought we should have a reading of his book, and that was several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I couldn't organize it then, but then I realized his 100th is coming up.
Yeah.
So wow,
Yeah.
what more appropriate time to
Yes.
honor and celebrate his legacy
Yes.
than to read, his words.
Yes, that's awesome.
Thank you.
I actually got my copy.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and I read it, and I'll be honest, I never read his book before, but it was like, when I started it, now I want to go get a copy and finish it. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, yes. And so, so tell us, how did you go about, like, getting the people to, like, participate? Like, I found out through my friend Danny Harris.
Okay.
And so, so how did that go about, that process?
Well, I can't remember, Talia, but I think I sent an email out to a few acquaintances saying, listen, Malcolm X's birthday is coming up, and I think this would be a good idea. And people started saying, well, I'm interested, I mean, Talia, as soon as I mentioned it to her, she said, I am interested in participating. Danny, he was like, well, I'm on board. So
Yeah.
so we got a small committee together, and we met, and we just started strategizing about how we would pull this off.
Yes.
And we've been just sort of going nonstop ever since. Talia set up our beautiful website. I don't know how many of you have seen the website, but she was really, really incredible in setting up that beautiful website. And it was like overnight almost. I mean, she just, said we need a website. She went in, she jumped in, and just boom, it was done.
All right, I'm definitely gonna have to go check it out.
Well, you've signed up, so you had to sign up through the website.
Yeah, but I probably didn't go do everything, go through it. I just probably signed up.
Okay. Well, okay.
But I will go back and look at it. Yes, yes.
So this website, the one on the flyer.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the one that's on the
Yeah.
flyer.
MalcolmXReadathonBoston.com.
Yes,
Yeah, make sure you guys go check that out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Say it again.
MalcolmXReadathonBoston.com.
And so, are you still looking for people?
We definitely are still looking for people. We need about 190, I think. But at last count, we were up to 115.
Okay, that's good.
So, yes.
You're getting there.
Yes, we're
Yeah,
getting there.
Yes, it's
So-
so exciting.
Thank you.
So how many other are there other organizations that are in partnership with you all?
No, we're doing this completely on our own.
Okay.
You know, it's a,
Oh, that's
it's a
great.
citizen-led group,
That's
and
amazing.
we are independent of any other organizations.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And it's really people-driven. That's why we want the people to read.
Right,
You know,
right.
by having so many different voices
Mm.
sort of sharing his word, I think it sort of emphasizes the fact that it's not one entity sort of
Mhm.
pushing their agenda, but it is people trying to share the word of Malcolm X,
Yes.
you know, to the people.
Right, right. Yes, that's wonderful. So tell us a little bit about the bookstore.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jamaica
the-
Way Books.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
goodness, Jamaica Way Books was really, it was wonderful. We were there from 1998 until 2012. I can't remember when you joined us, Talia. It was like 2007, 2000, I mean,
Yeah.
6 or
around
something
there.
like that. And she was there, you know, for almost the duration, obviously. And it was a multicultural bookstore. It grew out of the store that I had at Copley Place, Treasured Legacy. I don't know if you were aware of that.
No, I
It
wasn't.
was it was between Kramer's Hair Salon and Nubian Nouveau Fashions.
Oh yeah, I know about
Yes.
Nouveau. I used
So-
to actually, me and Wanda Bacon worked at this for the city.
Oh,
She worked
okay.
there for a long time.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we were located between there.
Is that
Okay.
like
And-
like in Roxbury?
Well,
Is
huh?
that like in Roxbury?
It was Copley Place.
Oh, Copley.
Copley,
So-
you know, right across the street from Back Bay
Yeah.
Station.
That's amazing.
So we did, we sold original African-American art. We did framing, and what I noticed was that there's no parking there. You know, you either are in the mall and you had to go outside to visit us, or if you're going to Back Bay Station, a lot of people would stop by from on their way to and from Back Bay Station. But when we started doing framing, and there was no place for people to really park, you know, when you get pictures framed, you have to park, you have to find a
Right.
place to park, you have to
Right.
go pick your picture up, and it was just
Yes.
logistically, it was becoming very difficult. So we decided, you know, my husband and I decided, you know, well, maybe, you know, we should relocate, and we, you know, looked at Jamaica Plain for a bookstore, and Jamaica Plain at that time did not have a bookstore, so we decided to open one. Interestingly, as soon as we made that decision, another bookstore decided to open up down the street. But they emphasized that, well, we're not a multicultural bookstore, we're more a general bookstore, and we're definitely not children-oriented. And we emphasized children books.
Right,
We
right.
didn't emphasize, but that was a strong part of
Right.
our bookstore inventory. So we felt like we should be able to, you know, mutually compete. And
Right.
that is what led to it. And we had some wonderful times at bookstore. You know, Walter Mosley, the author of Devil of a Blue Dress.
Oh
Devil
yeah,
in a
yeah,
Blue
yeah.
Dress.
Sorry, yeah.
Walter
yeah.
Mosley came to the store. Sister Soldier, I know you know,
Yeah, I
remember
know
Sister
Sister
Soldier.
Soldier,
She
yeah.
was at the store, and you know, we just really tried to bring a lot of people and activities to the bookstore.
Right, right.
So it was a wonderful space.
Yeah.
But is that me?
I know, different.
So
Sound like a
it
doorbell.
was but it wasn't. It just wasn't economically viable. About
Yeah.
the same time we opened Jamaica Way Books, Amazon was coming out.
Oh yeah.
And I remember the UPS driver telling me, you know, for every one package that I bring to your bookstore, I deliver probably 15 boxes in the same neighborhood from
Wow.
Amazon.
What? Yeah.
And you know, that was sort of the writing on the wall, but of course you're blind. I was blind, so I didn't really see it. I felt like, well, you know, we're such a wonderful little, you know,
Yeah.
business. Of course it doesn't matter, but it did. It made a big difference, and you know, it just became, not viable economically to keep the doors open.
Yeah, I remember. I wrote a book also, and I remember I had came into Jamaica Way. It was before my book was published.
Okay.
And by the time it was published, you all
Closed.
yeah.
Oh, I'm
so,
sorry to hear that. We had lots of independently published authors in there as well.
Yeah, it was a nice little bookstore.
Yeah.
That's where I met. No one. I didn't meet you at the Jamaica Way. I met you at the
Rosie Bound.
the
Yeah.
Rosie Bound.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Do you guys still take a lot of independent books now?
Well, the bookstore is closed now.
The
Oh,
one
you
you-
mean Rosie Brown?
Yeah, the
Ah.
one you guys have.
Oh yeah. We have a mix of self-published, independent authors, as well as
Boston artists.
yeah.
I
Quite
need
a
to
few.
bring my books in.
Yeah, I mean, actually, on May 3rd, we're gonna have Liz Walker come to our
Oh.
store. She wrote a book, No One Left Alone.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and then the following week we have Jennifer Haig, who's a New York Times best-selling author who happens to live in Roslindale. She'll be coming to the store too. So
What time is Liz's gonna be there?
it's going to be at 1 to 3.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, 1 to 2:30 on Saturday, May 3rd.
Yeah, that's our graduation from our. I run a. We're partners now. I mean, well, he's my sidekick, but
I'm learning.
he's one, my leader organizer, and we run an organization called the Marcus Anthony Hall Educational Institute, where we train young folks around civic engagement, organizing, canvassing, doing events. We also teach them about leadership, advocacy.
That's wonderful.
We take them to, we bring in elected officials, professors, community leaders to talk to them and to encourage them.
Mhm.
We take them on trips. We've taken them to D.C. Some of them have went on HBU tours.
Oh, wow.
We take them to protests, like at the State House, at City Hall, community meetings, and so they get a wide range of learning what organizing is about and how to speak up for yourself and how to ask the right questions. And so it's been a journey. I've been doing it for 5 years.
Oh,
And so,
wonderful.
yeah.
Do you do it out of the church or?
No, I do it. So we kind of we have an office space, which is 321 Blue Hill Ave. But I do my classes. I actually this class here we did out of Roxbury Community College. We partnered with Rachel Rollins and was able to do it there, and that's where our graduation is going to be also.
Oh.
But we have been doing it also at the DeWitt Center in Roxbury. We did a couple of years there, and our first one actually was on Zoom because of COVID.
Yes.
Yeah. We were going to launch in July of 2020. Of course, COVID hit, so we launched January 2021 on Zoom. So
Okay. Well,
We're-
congratulations on that.
thank you. Yeah. And so then I have this radio station, this wonderful radio broadcast with my pastor, the famous Bruce Wall.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so we've been here 15 years, Pastor? 2010, yes. The same year my book came out is the same year he started the radio station.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But, yeah. So, this reading here, right? Now, where in the Bruce is going to be on the 6th floor, or the second floor, or
The
the
second
first floor?
floor.
The
It's
second floor.
The second
Okay.
floor in the, I think they call it the,
It's
It's a school
council.
committee.
Yeah,
School committees.
room.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people have different events there. We actually have. I'm part of the Nubian Square Task Force, and we have our meetings in there. So they have a lot of meetings in
they
there.
do.
And I like to use that building because that was the first building that I protested.
Oh.
And so, back in 2012. And so I've been a protester ever since. But it's great that we're able to utilize this building. It's a beautiful building, and there's so many wonderful events that go on, and that's what they said that it was going to be for the community
Yes.
to use. So it's really great.
Yeah, we're really excited about this. Everyone we talk to, they're like, "Oh, I gotta go to this event."
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
Yeah.
pretty historic event.
Yeah, I believe it is. I believe it is going to be very historical.
In fact, one of our recent readers that signed up wants to read in Spanish.
Oh.
So we are making arrangements for him to read in Spanish, and we are going to show the English translation on this display screen that's in the back, that will be running in the back of the podium.
Okay.
So if,
Yeah.
we're also, if there are any other readers of any other languages, that are their native tongue, that they want to read in their native language, we just need to get a translation and to make sure that it's something that our AB people can sort of, we can sort of get the translation and make sure we can display it properly.
Yeah.
We can't wait till the last minute to do that, of
Right.
course.
Oh, right. But you have a question, with comment?
Are you going to sign up to be a reader?
I have signed up to be a reader.
wonderful.
Lady told me about it with Sister Priscilla.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm excited about that.
That's wonderful.
I would just like for more of the community to come out and support this, especially people from the community where he was doing a lot of work,
Yes.
Roxbury,
Yes.
Boston, just like that would be nice to have our brothers and sisters come out for this amazing time.
Thank you. Yes, Malcolm X was really incredible because he was for the community. I mean, he spoke for the people on the street, and that is what really appeals to me more than anything about him as an individual. He, at one point he was thinking about being an attorney, and I could just see him, he could have become a very successful attorney if he wanted to go that route. But he just really wanted to help, us, everyone, at a level that, the oppression that we have experienced for so many hundreds of years in this country is a reality. And he wanted to open people's eyes up to, that and how to handle it. And I remember, I think one of the quotes that Talia selected for the website was a fact that, he believed in human rights, more than anything, and he felt that the oppression of African Americans in America was a factor of our human rights being denied. Forget civil rights, our humanity was being denied, and he was really advocating for us to go to the United Nations, bring their case there.
Good morning, Carla. You're on the air.
Good morning, Sister Priscilla. How you doing?
I'm good, Grace. How are you?
Good. Good morning to Leah White and guests.
Thank you. Good morning.
Peace and blessings.
I'm just commenting, just called to comment. Also, just to let y'all know that the Bruce Boland building was owned by the Gusgard family and was taken by eminent domain. So I am helping with the work around reparations, and my question is to Leah White and guests about, have you connected your work with the reparations task force and the other reparations movement that's going on in Boston and also in Massachusetts as well, with the state house filing the bill. And also to let you know that our community has the deep roots into food co-ops. Yes. So, I grew up here, and my family has always been a part of food co-ops with St. Mark's Church. Actually, the food co-ops and community gardens here, we helped to establish the first bread and circus, which is now Whole Foods. The first bread and circus in Central Square, Cambridge, came out of the Harvard co-op, where we all were connected with food co-ops here. So Boston, we used to have an annual food co-op and community garden convention was held at Roxbury Community College for years. So you can look into that as well.
Thank you, Grace.
And I'm
calling.
going to get off. I'll listen to what you have to say.
We have another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm fine. I just wanted to call and thank you and the pastor and then culture speakers for being there and continuing to spread knowledge and enlightening our community. But I wanted to thank the sister for her work with her bookstore. I'm from New York originally, and I lived in a place called Brooklyn, but I had to travel to Manhattan, what they called Harlem at the time, to go to Michelle's bookstore. It was called Michelle's and the Liberation Bookstore, which are all, in the area where Malcolm used to hang out. His mosque was 119th Street, and they were at 125th Street. But the important part is that everything he said has so far come true about the dollars is bullet. Everything Malcolm has, predicted about what black folks would be doing if they didn't pull it together. It's actually turning out to be the reality we're facing here in 2025. And so I just want to thank the sisters for keeping Malcolm's name and hoping people go back, because sort of like Neil Cabral and Du Bois and Douglas and others, the philosophers of our early times seem to have gotten it right. Sort of like George Orwell in 1984, they took time and thought about it and said the world we're coming to, we need to prepare for. So I thank the sisters for having the bookstore. I thank you for continuing to keep our young people, organized and engaged. And I'm hopeful that from all the work that you all are doing, that we'll get a team of young ladies to come out and take some of the political reign and pick up the torch, because we clearly need it in Boston's black community.
Thank you. Is this Louis or Lisa?
Yes, it is. Do you want me to self-identify?
No. Thank you for calling. I really appreciate you. So that means you must listen to People Power with Priscilla, huh?
Oh, yeah. I know. Listen, I need people power, but I appreciate you being at the meetings and having the discussions that are critical. I mean, your presence at the meeting last week was critical, because I know that somebody's listening, and we may not be the greatest minds, but we're the most consistent people.
Yes. We the people, we have the power. That's my tagline.
That's right.
Thank you, Louis. Do we have another call, Pastor?
Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. So,
I like what how he ended it, talking about the work you do and trying to also make sure that the youth are carrying the torch, just like with this right here. So it'd be nice if we could have the community come out May 17th to May 18th at the Bruce Bowling building.
that's going to be an awesome event, because there's going to be so many people. Like you're going to have 200 readers, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
And then all the other
readers.
people that are going to be, it's just going to be like a festive day. And
It's a celebration of his birthday.
Yeah. I'm
to
just so happy,
celebrate.
because Siddiqui Cambone is the one that holds the annual breakfast
Mhm.
for Malcolm, and it's just I do work with the Nation of Islam and Torchlight Recovery Cafe,
Mhm.
and so I see the work that they do, and it's very appreciative, because they really do want to help our community, which is what I want to do. That's my goal in life, is to bring our community together. I mean, I have started so many nonprofits in the city, don't make no sense. But I'm telling you, I've been a part of, a lot of these organizations, BECMA, the Boston Jobs Coalition, Mothers for Justice and Equality,
Wow.
Blue Hill Corridor Planning Commission, the Block, the Black Local Organized Committee. I've just been a part of a lot of community work in this city, and I worked for the city of Boston for close to 20 years running their payroll, and I see the injustice that goes on in our community, and it just it really hurts me and it bothers me, and that's why I do what I do. I retired from the city 15 years ago, and like I said, I ran the entire payroll, over 20,000 people, and I saw the way they treated us. I saw the way that they treated, how the things were different between contractors and workers. And once I retired, once I retired from the city, got my little bitty pension, I just started working in the community, protesting. That's why the Bruce Bowling building was the first building I organized and protested, and we started an organization called the Black Economic Justice Institute, which lasted for 10 years. But in the meantime, we did a lot of other work in the community, and I've always had young folks work with me.
Oh,
Because
wonderful.
they're now
Well, they're the next.
future.
They
now.
are the future. Yes.
Yes. So,
Yes. It was
and
interesting.
they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of
They
fun.
keep you
Yeah,
to date,
everybody
right?
said they keep me young, so I was like, okay. But yeah,
It was interesting. It was interesting when we were starting our organizing of this event. We actually met with Siddiqui and Ronell Collins, and the concern was at first we were going to start our event at 9 a.m. on Saturday, and we met, and we decided that we did not want to compete with Siddiqui's breakfast, so we pushed
Yeah.
it to noon. So
Okay.
that's why
Yeah,
we
that's
start at
good.
noon, and he starts at 9 a.m.
Yeah, that's great. So it's gonna be a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Good morning, Carly. We're on the air.
Peace. Good morning. This is Jamal. How you doing?
Good morning, Jamal. How you doing?
All right. All right.
Good.
So, I just happened to be, I tuned it in late, so I was trying to get the 411. But if you could connect us offline, because as you know, every year we've been raising the red, black, and green flag in honor of Malcolm X, as we do also for Marcus Garvey, for Juneteenth, and for Black History Month. So this year, of course, for Malcolm's birthday, we're striving to do that, being it's the 100th, and I would love to coordinate with these sisters and whoever they got going. What we strive to do is raise the red, black, and green flag on City Hall Plaza.
Right. Sure. This is Jamal Crawford, and Jamal, what I can do is I can give them your number.
Exactly.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
All right.
Jamal-
All right. Well, y'all have a good day.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Jamal. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Peace.
Yes. Yeah. So this is going to be a really, really great celebration. With the raising of the red, black, and green flag. And as Jamal Crawford said, he does this all the time. He does this for all. I mean, he's a activist. He's a teacher. He's a Pan-Africanist. He's just he's an amazing black man.
Oh, wonderful.
Amazing. And he does not bite his tongue. He is not afraid of anybody, and he says exactly what he means, and he means what he says. So, I would, I'll give you all his number so you all can connect with him, because he's serious, and I think this is going to be a wonderful celebration weekend, and I'm just so happy that I can be a part of it, because actually usually this is around the time that we actually do our graduation, but I moved it up this year, and I'm so glad.
Thank you.
That I moved it up to to early at the 1st of the May instead of the middle. So I'm looking forward to this. May is a good month because we have Mother's Day, and there's always the Peace Walk, and so it's and it's coming turn the flowers change, and you see more people outside, you see more people in community, and this is what we need, and this is what we should be doing, communing with our people.
Yes.
Because we are the people, we have the power,
Yes.
and we have to do for self, because we know they're not going to do for us.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I just also want to share that we will be having refreshments for people that decide to stay with us for the duration of the event. And each evening at 8 o'clock when the readings end, we are going to prepare a community meal for the community to share together.
Oh, that'd be
Then
great.
people
Should
can
have led with that. I'm gonna come with their school. I'm always gonna come with their school. Of course.
Yes, there will be food.
It's gonna be good.
Well, after being together and listening to words the whole day, people, people's minds are going to be just overflowing, and they want to share, they want to connect, and so we don't want to just say, okay, this is the end, get out.
Right,
So-
That's awesome. That's so, that's so good. I'm just, so happy to see this going on, and especially see my friend Danny involved. Me and Danny been friends since 1970.
Wow.
And so we have a deep relationship. We're like brothers and sisters. He's very creative. He's helped me with all my organizations that I work on. He's always there to help me,
Well,
support me.
And fully enthusiastic about everything you're doing.
He is. He's something else. He loves the work that that he's doing. He actually when I first started my youth program working with Madison Park Development Corporation, because that's where I get most of my students from. Danny was the person that trained my waiters and my waitresses for our first event at the Bruce Boland Building.
Oh.
And it was so amazing. Danny taught these young folks in one day how to carry trays on their shoulders, which way to, where to put the knife and the fork and the cups and all that stuff. And I said, because that's a skill that you could take anywhere. If you when you get out of college, when you go into college, that's a quick job to make some good money if you're good at what you do. You know, being a waiter or waitress. So he has a lot of different skills and talents, and he's just a great guy. I'm happy to call him my friend.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So we're really fortunate to have him on our committee.
He has so much knowledge. I'm telling you, he's just like, he just rolls it off. It's and he's funny. He's funny.
Yeah.
I used to, when I would be in a sad mood or wasn't really up to myself, I'd call Danny and we'd go out to eat or we'd talk and stuff. But yeah, whenever I'm down, really down, I call Danny because I know he's gonna make me laugh because he always got a story.
He does,
Yeah. So we're gonna definitely. I'm gonna talk to my youth when we see them to talk to them this afternoon to see if they're interested in being a part of this.
And we'll certainly,
Yeah.
we have postcards that
Yeah,
you could hand out as
Yeah,
well.
because I did have some postcards. I have some. They're in my office, and
Okay.
and I have given some of them out to different people. So.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, Danny gave me a bunch of them, of course. Yeah. Always promoting.
Well, we're still looking for readers, you
Okay,
know, and
so-
again, we want just a wide variety. As many young people as we can get. Well, you
Yeah.
have to be 16 years or older.
16, okay.
Because of the language of the book. It
Oh,
would not be
okay.
appropriate, you know, for
Oh.
younger people than that. But yes, I think that we really are encouraging people to come out, volunteer to read, but also to listen.
Yes.
Because
yes.
we need to have those bodies in the room
so they
that,
can hear.
so
what-
they can hear what's going
Yeah.
on. And, you know, but we also are live streaming this.
Oh,
So,
wonderful.
Talia's
wonderful.
setting up a
Yeah, we're
YouTube.
gonna live stream it on YouTube, and we'll embed it on our website and on Facebook. So there'll
Right.
be many
It-
places where
oh.
you can
See it.
see it.
Yeah, if you can't come in person. yeah.
Exactly.
But I just want to be in the number.
Yes, exactly. Stand up. Stand
Yes.
up and be counted.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and also Rozzy Band will have a table there, and
Oh,
we'll
okay.
be giving away
Mhm.
Malcolm X books, not just the autobiography, but
Oh, other books that he wrote.
many books about Malcolm X
Oh,
that have
okay.
been written over the years.
Well, I would
We've had,
definitely have to get my autobiography.
yeah, we've had some people come forward and wanted to be book sponsors and
Oh, good.
uh, donate money to purchase books from us so we can give them away
Oh,
at
that's
this
awesome.
event because they
That's
felt that this
awesome.
book should be accessible
Yeah,
to
Everyone.
everyone.
Yes.
So,
that's great. That's great. You all are doing a great work.
God's work.
5
Yeah.
minutes? Okay, that he gave me the 5-minute thing. So you all give your numbers, the website, any information, how they can contact you. If they want to be a reader, they just go onto the website. Give them all that info.
well, if you want to sign up to become a reader, you can go to malcolmxreadathonboston.com. You can sign up there. You can learn about other things that we're doing. You can buy books from Rozzy Bound on the website. You can also sign up to be on Instagram and Facebook. Our hashtags, our handles are Malcolm X Readathon Boston on both Instagram and Facebook. And just come. If you can't come, we'll be streaming the video on our website. On YouTube and Facebook, and so we hope everybody can participate in any way, whether in person as a reader or online or social media or however you want to participate.
It's awesome. A celebration weekend in Boston for Malcolm X.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, it's amazing. That is.
He
that makes
only
me-
will turn 100 once.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And if you know people, if you can't be there, tell somebody else.
Right,
tell other
right,
people
right,
if
right.
they can be
That-
readers as well.
Exactly. I'll also I'll talk to Larry. Larry Ellison. He has a show Mamleo on Saturdays from 7 to 9, and maybe you can come back because they have he has a different audience, but he has a lot of good folks, community people that call in too.
Oh, wonderful.
Because they're the Minority Association, Mass Association of Minority Law Enforcement Officers, and they are the police officers. It's their own union. It's not really a union. It's not a union. But it operates like a union.
Mhm.
And what they do is they go. They have, when they have issues with the city, like they have sued the city for different discrimination tactics, and
Mhm.
so, but there's a group of them, and they're from all over Massachusetts, and they're police officers, and they care about the community and what's going on. So, it would definitely be good if you could call or either come in. They'll probably want you to come in. It'll be right here, just
Oh, okay.
different people sitting here, but same place, same.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
it's Saturday from 7 to 9, right, Pastor? Yeah, so they have 2 segments. They do 7 to 8, and then they do 8 to 9. So,
Okay.
definitely.
Well, I know where you are now, so.
Yes. But I'm so glad to meet you all. I'm so happy you all were able, we was able to make this happen, because I figured the sooner we can get you in here and get people talking about it,